Ciao! Welcome to my BrainBit. This one is about books. As you can see, I have a lot of them. But first, before I start to talk about books, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you! Welcome to my latest BrainBit, where I do things with my hands and in the meantime talk about a completely different thing. What I'm doing today is that I have to sew this thing that is broken, is opened, and it's not even worth to take out the sewing machine. So I'll just do it with my own hands. And in the meantime, I want to talk to you about books. Because books are a very important part of my life. And as you can see in the background, I have lots of them, and they are, I would guess, 2/3 of all the books I have, so it's not even all of them. There wasn't a point where first of all, I'm not collecting books just to brag about having them. I'm buying them to read them. So whenever there is a topic that is new to me, that is interesting to me, the first thing I do, I buy books about it. And my friends and my daughter know, when there is a completely new thing that fascinates me, best you can do, buy me a book about it. Of course, you can get the quick information from the internet, from YouTube, you can Google it. Sure, I know. That is for, I have a short question and I want to know a quick answer. Fine. But there are topics where you want to go deeper, and I prefer to go deeper on paper. So that is one thing, and by some of the books I have, you can see all the hobbies and things that interested me over the years. And of course, I just have literature, and there you can discuss when is it literature and when is it not. But I don't think, of course there is trivial literature that personally I don't like, but again, in most cases it's really a personal decision, a personal taste. So 50 Shades of Grey, for instance, just to pick one randomly, had huge selling numbers. And I informed myself about the book, and then I decided this is definitely not the level I want to have in a book. But again, it's just a personal opinion, and it's just book by book, and everybody has to decide what they want to read and what not. But what are books for me? A part of this factual-based learning. For me, books it's just like a lot of friends. You know, you learn, you have friends and they tell you their life stories, and you also learn from them, from their experiences, and the same is valid for me from books. So you live 1,000 lives on top of yours, and some of the things you learn from those lives you can then use for your life, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's just situations that will never appear in your life. So if I read about racism and how people of color are discriminated, this will not happen to me, not for that reason, not for the color of my skin, but there are other areas where I can be discriminated, and even if not, it opens up my horizon to read about other situations, other lives, what happens in life. And I think most of us humans are social animals, so at least I expect people to be interested in social topics, to take care of other human beings as far as they can. And sometimes this just means to be aware of the situation of another person and maybe try to do in your little area what you can do to support this person. It might just be that you open up your mouth when somebody is discriminating someone else. When you say, no, that's not right, that's wrong, you shouldn't say that. So I learn a lot. I learn a lot about other people's emotions, their feelings, their life situations, how they deal with certain topics. And it's just like diving into another person's life. And I love that. And the positive thing about a book, in contrary to a movie, is I can open the book and close it whenever I want, which of course you can also do with a video or a movie on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever channel you have. You can stop it. It smells good. It feels good. But for me the most important thing is I can only visualize what my brain can deal with. Imagine a thriller. I never watch them. Never. I can't, because after 5 minutes I'm in nervous breakdown. But apart of the fact that it doesn't interest me, but I'm very sure that I could read about it. So if we think about Christine, which first was a book and then was a movie, I know it's an old movie, it's an old book, but anyhow, I read the book and I didn't think it was that frightening, because all the scenes I could see in my brain were those that I could bear. Meanwhile, when I watch a movie, they are smashing frightening scenes into my brain, directly in there, by the eyes and by the ears. And it frightens me, and I don't like to be frightened. So I honestly, I don't understand people that watch those movies, horror movies and psycho thrillers and so on. It's frightening. Why do you watch it? But everybody should do what they want. But books don't do that. I oftentimes wondered, when I look at these mainly YouTube videos where people just design their interior. They start, building a shelf and decorating their living room, and then they go to a thrift store or a flea market and buy books just by their look, their cover, which is not only allegoric. The cover of the book should represent what is in there. But what is important about the book is the content, not the cover. It's just a hint. So those people who buy books just buy their covers to then decorate them in their shelves and on their coffee table just for what they look like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't understand it. How can you do that to books? And how can you oversee the 99% of what a book is by just taking it for its cover because the color of the cover fits the color on the wall or of any other decoration item? I don't get it. Again, everybody should do whatever they want. I'm just telling about my personal feelings about it. I don't get it. I can imagine that many people think this is not beautiful. I know. So from a graphic or interior design point of view, this is far too much. Too much colors, too much lines, too much whatever. I get it. But I accept this because all those colors stand for all the knowledge that is in there, for all the life that is in there, for all the emotions that are in there. And of course it would be far more beautiful if they were sorted by colors, which is a nice idea. But imagine having 9,000 books, and when you search for one, you have to remember the color. So I must admit, I am one of those persons who I don't remember the title and I don't remember the name of the author. I also don't remember the color of the cover. So what I'm looking for is the content. And strangely, I find a book in this mess. So when I built this house, I had this shelf built just for my books. The mistake that I made was that I built it for the books that I had already then, plus let's say 10% of reserve, so I can add some. And that was perfect. So we have different heights, so everything could fit in. The point is, I'm living since 17 years in this house, and this is the result of the books that I had, the 10% that I was able to add, and then every new book I had to put somewhere. So I reorganized it twice, which means take them all out, build new staples of books and try to fit them in, but at a certain point I just had to give up. So since then I'm just adding them on top of the others, in front of the others, second row, again on top, then on the second row. So this is what comes out. And the basic structure is about topics. So there is a topic about psychology books. There is there are areas where dictionaries are in. Then there are books about feminism, books about racial discrimination. There are books about Jewish history. There are books from Swedish authors that deal with Sweden. That was my logic. But at a certain point, I couldn't fit in the new books into the existing structure, so I just started. But strangely enough, I find them. When I look for them, it might take me 5 minutes, but up to now I found every book I looked for. So, yeah, let me introduce you to my companions. These are a part of my human friends. These are my paper friends. This is my paper family, and I really love them. I hope you liked my short discussion of the importance of books in my life. I would love to hear your point of view. Tell me your stories with books. How do you feel about books? Or are you mad at me now because you buy books for decoration? Or what is the most important book of your life? Just let me know in the comments. In any case, please like this video, and if you want to do something nice for me, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. And in any case, be kind.